What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PixelPlay Sidequest, your last Sidequest here of 2025. What was supposed to have been last week, Kaylan kind of screwed up, but hey, it was all for the best because, we got to surprise him with a little bit of a quiz. I still can't believe he got as far as he did.
I can't either. That was shocking. When I saw there was 15 questions, I was like, oh, that's not going to go well. And his progress, way better than expected.
And if y'all have no idea what we're talking about, check us out. We did a JRPG quiz for Kaylan last week on the SideQuest in the style of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, or as we call it, Who Wants to Be the JRPG King.
Mm-hmm. That was so good. It's one of my favorite side quests I think we've ever done.
I can't wait to do one for you where I actually have to try and put some, actual difficult questions in there.
I mean, I don't look forward to it, but I think it'll be great content.
Because the problem is if I deep cut too much, then it becomes too difficult. But if I deep cut in the wrong direction, you'll know everything.
Also true.
Because I can't throw a Vagrant Story out at it.
No, I haven't even played that. I'd be screwed.
And I can't make them all Final Fantasy questions, which is a great way to segue back to our actual topic here on the video here, as we are doing our last Final Fantasy pick'ems. Yep. Because we went from, with the exception of the online games in 5, we did 4 all the way to 15. So not counting 11, 14, and the aforementioned 5, we did a bunch of those, picked all of our favorite bits from that. And now we're here to painstakingly pick one thing from the entire franchise in each of those categories.
Yeah, this is going to be... this was a tough one. I'm not going to lie. Making this list to prepare for this episode, this was a tough one. I'm not going to lie.
Some stuff had to get pushed to the side, and it was not pleasant.
I had to make some tough calls, and it's like, yeah.
And we're going to coin flip a couple of these, and it's going to be painful.
We're going to be coin flipping a lot, but I've already come to terms with it because I know we're still going to be picking such good ones,
we can guarantee at least one thing we'll be matching on. I'd be stunned if we don't match on that one thing, but after that, we'll figure it out.
We'll see. I might surprise you.
If you surprise me, I'm going to have a question for you. But anyways, we'll bring up the old screen, and we get this ball a-rolling. So, best male character, Chris, I will let you start.
So, again, we're going the entire Final Fantasy franchise, so this was a little difficult because there's some great dudes in this entire series. But I ended up going with Locke from Final Fantasy VI.
We are actually completely matching on that one.
Yes. I like him because he's not like a soldier or like the head of a school for training soldiers or something along those lines. He's just like a thief. He's not the most powerful character in the party, but he also just has such a beautiful character arc with Rachel and the Phoenix Summon and all of that kind of stuff. And he really is kind of the main characters of the cast. I feel like he's part of the heart of it, like redemption and heart and new love and all that kind of good stuff,
And yes, I am calling him the thief because
Nice.
That's what he is.
Yes, he is.
He's not a treasure hunter like he claims.
No, he is a straight up thief. He takes things without asking.
But yeah, to echo what you said, it really is like, I thought about it for a bit because Zidane came to mind initially.
Yes.
I actually do think like Balthier has the most overall charm.
Mm-hmm.
So there were different names that I came up with, but at the end of the day, when I think about people in terms of like growth and, the plot around them, it's shocking to think, but like I really do think that Locke from the Super Nintendo era has like the most interesting like game front to back like story.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you take him at the beginning of the game and him at the end. Like there's growth there. And there is growth in a lot of the Final Fantasy characters, don't get me wrong, but his is just like you feel it,
Yeah, and I mean again too, like what you said with Rachel, there are story elements that that actually do kind of have a point to them and have a purpose to changing who they become. Cloud, you could make an argument for different reasons, but I still think Cloud is such a, what's the word I'm looking for? He's kind of hard to be like stupid in love with from a personality standpoint for such a large portion of that game.
Yeah.
And it's like the remake has saved him a little bit, but that's also because seeing that glorious baby blues on him in 3D helps a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But the story still doesn't do him too many favors, especially as we get to the later portions. But yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Like Locke, you love him the whole time. the whole time.
In terms of women, I kind of went in the same logic of like someone who I thought had a lot of growth over the course of their games in this case, and that's why I lean towards Yuna on this one.
Oh, Yuna. I went very similar, not the same character, but I did go Rydia from Final Fantasy IV. Almost very similar reasons.
I mean, she had literal growth.
Literal growth, but also just going from, like little girl whose mom is unfortunately killed like right in front of her and her entire town burned down to a crisp, to being there right at the end, final boss of the game, older, wiser, more powerful, like that whole kind of thing, which is very similar to Yuna, honestly.
Yeah, because I mean, with Yuna, as we said when we did the 10 video, I mean, a lot of the stuff we're just rehashing, but I mean, if you've never come across any of our videos before, it's going to be fresh to you. Yuna's one of those characters where she does a complete 180 by the end of the original game, and then obviously when 10.2 comes along, she physically does a complete 180 with how she looks in that game and becomes way more of the happy-go-lucky side. She almost becomes kind of, in a way, Riku in 10.2.
Yeah.
She kind of just goes, you know what, that seems like more fun. and then realize that, well, she can't just wear shorts. So she's like, well, what if I wear even shorter shorts? Clearly that'll make it different. And then Riku's like, yeah, but I'll wear a bikini. What's your point?
Yeah, these games were made in the early 2000s. You can see them. You can see that.
It's funny because they really were made for a female audience, but also at the same time, like, well, we need to sex the fuck out of this game a little bit to get some of the guys to care about this.
Yes. And it worked.
I mean, the game was great regardless. I don't know.
Yeah, the game was great regardless.
All right, so I guess we're flipping. All right.
Yeah.
So heads will be Yuna, tails will be Rydia. It's heads for Yuna.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not disappointed with either of those answers, to be honest. I also would like to throw out, I wrote in brackets as a small joke, Tifa simp, because that's me. But yeah, I can't give it to her that she's the best.
Look, if we're doing
female.
sex appeal, that's a whole different list, all right? Like maybe somewhere down the road we can do some sort of JRPG, character like sex list. But like, look, that's for the Patreons, all right?
Yeah. As we put the most booty short photo ever.
That was the point. I mean, we also had a long conversation in the last video about fucking Cindy, so.
That is true. That is true.
Okay. Oop, and that's the second time I've done that in the last couple of videos. I need to stop clicking things. All right. Best villain. Are we at the same track on this one?
I have to assume. This is the one I think you were talking about.
That is the one I was talking about, by the way.
All right. We're going to say it. Kuja. Just kidding. It's Kefka.
I was going to say Sephiroth because that's clearly the answer, right?
Oh, okay. I was actually like, wait, no, you did not.
No, I did not. I still, look, now if we go to the sex episode, maybe we'll have a much different conversation about Sephiroth, but that's not the conversation.
Yeah, Kefka is just like, what I like about him is they didn't even try and make him redeemable. They didn't make him have this backstory of like, oh, he finds out this and it blah, blah, blah. He's literally just evil for the sake of it.
He's just pure evil.
Yeah, and I don't think they did that in any other Final Fantasy.
So what you're saying is Disney is not going to do a standalone series as like a prequel?
I hope Disney never gets their hands on Final Fantasy VI. I just don't want to.
I mean, with how their shares are going recently and how, they're the companies that have stakes in these places are starting to be a little more pessimistic about everything that they do.
Ooh, I can see
never
Disney
know.
wanting to buy Square just for that Kingdom Hearts connection. Ooh,
I mean, if there's any match, that kind of makes sense. I think that's the one.
If this happens and they ever
But
fuck
Chris,
up
it means more Final Fantasy spin-off shows.
That's not what I want.
I don't know. It depends on what they do. I might actually be okay with that.
I would be okay with it. I mean, we only have up from here because we have Advent Children, which was decent, and Spirits Within, which was.
I mean, come on,
amazing.
Chris. You would love well, I guess it's not HBO if it's Disney owning it, but you would love a Disney fucking like Final Fantasy 15 just bros on the road show.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I actually would love that.
That's what I thought.
That'd be pretty cool.
And don't worry, I'll get the word in. I don't care how old she is. We'll have Jessica Alba be like Iron A or something for you.
There we go. Thank you.
See, I know how to sell you on things.
Oh, best NPC.
This one was tough. I really sat down and had to think about that because, I mean, in some games there's almost nothing to choose from.
Yes.
But then I kind of look through, and most of what my decisions were based off of like the people that we did already note in our various videos.
Mm-hmm.
And out of all of them, the one that like stood out by the end of it was Jessie.
I went with Jessie as well.
Just because like I don't like, and she has the unfortunate advantage to all the other ones of being relatively new again, but also having, let's be real, the most attention given to any NPC probably in the series.
I think that really helps sell her because no other game has an NPC that's like that hardcore focused on with like backstory and motions and stuff like that. So, but still, like the way they did her in the remake, she redeemed as an NPC.
Well, I mean, they did her well, not in the way that she wishes Cloud did to her, but I digress. But I mean, that's what she gets. She still owes him a pizza, you know?
That's true. That is true.
I'm still so sad about that because I'm like, man, like out of all of them, like that's a character that I think that you kind of buck the OG formula for.
Mm. Yeah.
Because I mean, look, people say, "Oh, it's spoilers." I'm like, guys, it's them kind of taking the story from a 30-year-old game now. Like, relax.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You still gotta have bad stuff happen in the story, or else you're not gonna feel it. No. They want to hurt
that's
you.
okay. There's plenty of other people you could have done that to. I don't know. Okay, who cares about Marlene? Ooh. Just throw that out of nowhere.
The actual child.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, wow.
What does she do?
That's true. Like, she doesn't really do
What
much.
is she out of the story? But yeah, no, Jessie was one of those characters where, you know, I went into the game being like, all right, we'll see what happens. Like, I don't have the greatest thoughts about 7. And you go to the opening bombing mission, and the second she starts talking, I'm like, okay, I see you. And then, like, a few hours in, you're like, this bitch is going to die. I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
I would die for this. But fuck Aerith. I'll use the Phoenix Down on her.
Phoenix Downs don't work for story plot.
Yeah, I didn't know there was that hidden status effect called plot device.
Yeah.
I was trying to think though, like when I finally got to her, I stopped and went like, wow, I really don't see the competition for her in terms of NPCs.
Yeah, I as soon as I got to her, it was the same thing.
Yeah, there's tiers where it's like, okay, yeah. Oh, hi, Jessie. Almost forgot about you there.
Yeah, like there was no contest. As soon as I hit Jessie, I didn't even have to keep looking. Didn't need to. No.
Best summon. That's not counting Bahamut.
Yeah, just Bahamut in general from all the games, whatever. I actually, for this one, went with Anima from Final Fantasy X.
We are on the same page for a lot of stuff so far.
Apparently.
But I mean, this one is purely design choice because, I mean...
Oh, purely.
I could care less about power, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because, like, by that logic, it's Knights of the Round, but, like, yeah.
Yeah, Knights of the Round, like, while super powerful and cool to get, it's not like it's the coolest summon. It's just the most powerful and takes forever. Where at least, like, Anima, like, it's a cool looking whatever the fuck it is. It is a very cool summon.
Like, we talked about how with 12, for example, that the summon designs for 12 are fantastic.
Yeah.
What I would say, though, is that Anima is better than even those, but not because, like, it's cooler per se, but because a lot of the designs of 12 summons are kind of a blur, I guess would be the best. Like, they're not exactly like anything clear. It's just a mishmash of concepts.
Yeah, and they never
Anima
really
is like,
focus
we're
on
going
it.
cool, and we're just going in one direction, and we're sticking to it. It's just scary, sharp, and death.
Yeah, and the way they did the summons in 10 was also very good because, you know, the animation would be there when you summon them, and it would focus on certain part of them. It was like a little bit cinematic. Not too long, which was good. Whereas in 12, because it's like a character you call in, sure, they had great designs, but they're so forgettable because it's like a person that shows up on the screen or a summon, but they like walk off and they're fighting enemies on the side. You can't even see them. Like, you don't really get to focus on their design on a nice close up as they do this very cool attack. Unlike basically Final Fantasy 7 to 10, where you did get to do that. But yeah, Anima was easily the best of all of it. Yeah.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, like there's so many different options you can take because it also depends on like what you're asking for. Are you looking for the most powerful? Are you looking for the most memorable? Are you looking for, ones that actually have story significance? Because there's a lot of different options for that too. Because like you've got the Mist Dragon. If you want funny, you got the brothers from Final Fantasy VIII. You have Shiva from Final Fantasy. What is it? 15. That's Gentiana. So like there's a lot of different things that have different levels of significance. And for me, it just ended up being a complete design choice. Because honestly, like most summons, even like you're always just going to take the one that's the most powerful. Like if you're playing Final Fantasy IV, you're using Bahamut as soon as you have Bahamut, right? Like, I play the randomizer a lot. As soon as I can get Bahamut on Rydia, like everything else just goes to the side. There's no other point in using anything unless you really need a Shura for healing, but depends on what you're running there too. Yeah. Whereas with this scenario, like we're just looking at what's the one that we think left the most impact. And for us, like I will never get the design of Anima out of my head.
Yeah. And you also mentioned stuff like story and stuff like that too. And Anima is actually a big part of the Final Fantasy X story overall too. Yeah. So very, very cool in that you get to go against him. You get to have him. A very cool design. Like there's a lot of actual boxes that Anima ticks off, I think.
Well, yeah, because it's such a major part of like, boss fights in the early part of the game too, because that's Seymour's Aeon originally. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Is this the one that we're probably going to have the most...
Oh, I think so.
Completely different routes on this.
Yeah, and this was also the hardest next couple for me.
Because like, well, I think best fight song, I would say there's maybe two options, but that's maybe just my opinion. Overall song can be whatever direction you want to take. So I'll let you start and then we'll work from there.
So my overall, I ended up like being torn between two. So I'll give a shout out to the second one. But the main one I went with was Terra's theme from Final Fantasy VI. Mm-hmm. It's just that it's used on the map, which I love map music in Final Fantasy. It's always so good. But it's also just that opening cinematic with the what the hell are those called? Wow, I'm drawing a blank. The mech suits.
The Magitech armor.
Magitech, thank you. Like they've got that like in the opening and everything, and it's just like used so well repeatedly throughout the game. And I just find it very iconic. My runner-up is just the prelude in general, like the song, the crystal theme that plays like in the start menu or in the crystal rooms. But even more specifically with that, I put the Final Fantasy VII version. If you let the credits roll before starting the game and you hear the prelude, it's like the most beautiful version, even to this day, of it that I've ever heard. And I love the prelude, but I went with Terra's theme.
Well, that's completely incorrect because the correct answer is... No, it's not the Fat Chocobo theme. I wish it was.
Well, we just got copyright strike too because it was so spot on.
Oh no! I went with the Red Wings actually for Final Fantasy IV because
very good one.
That one to me was like, if there's a lot of songs in it that kind of establish things. Mm-hmm. Terra's theme very much is like that too, but it's also more of the everything's fucked.
Yes.
Whereas the Red Wings is like, oh, some shit's about to go down.
Yes. No,
it's like Operation Bombing Mission. Like it's between those two to me, which are the ones that kind of set the tone. Because it's for the same reason that I didn't lean to 2 Xanarkin, because again, 2 Xanarkin is also like, yeah, shit's not great.
Yes. Also a great piece. This is, honestly, the overall song was the hardest one for me for everything, because this is one of my favorite parts of Final Fantasy is the music.
50 good answers?
Yeah, there's way too many good answers. And I don't think I'd be upset at almost any of them. That's the thing.
Yeah, I think we could literally do a, like, oh god, like, let's rank, like, the top 100 songs in Final Fantasy history, and we'd be like, shit, even that's hard to narrow down 100.
Yeah, I really do think so.
But anyway, so you started, so it was going to be heads for Terra's theme and tails for the Red Wings. And the coin is what, like, we got a trick coin here. It's been heads both times so far.
Yay. I would have been happy with either answer.
I don't think there was going to be a bad option.
No.
Because, I mean, we're talking about a series that is best known for having some of the best music of all time, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. Nobuo Uematsu.
Because I mean, look,
to
like
start.
there's going to be people that watch this and be like, "How could you not include this, guys? We can only choose one."
Yeah.
It's hard, man.
It is hard. This one, that easily the hardest to pick number one. But
Like, sure, we could do an entire one that's like, okay, best song for this specific purpose, best song for this specific purpose, and we could probably make it, get close to your song, but like, we gotta pick one, man.
yeah,
It's like all the songs except for Battle Song, which we're here at now. Okay, you tell me why it's not One Wing Angel.
so I actually had two, and One Wing Angel was the one I went with.
Okay,
And
because
the
I'm
one-
assuming the other option that you went with was Dancing Mad.
No, I went with Genova's theme, or the Genova music that plays when you're fighting
that's
Genova.
fair. Yeah.
I really like that one too. It's just hard to pick, especially in Final Fantasy VII, to choose Genova over One Wing Angel.
Yeah, and I mean, if there's any song that we would get absolutely, lambasted for not using, this would be the one.
Yeah. But I'm not going to lie, Dancing Mad would also be right up there. Same
Yeah.
as like Man with the Machine Gun. Like there's just so many good like battle songs that
Well, that's the thing
love
too.
the
Like,
series.
battle songs could also just include the basic enemy ones, because like even like Final Fantasy X or 6's like base battle themes are really good. Mm-hmm. You also have like 7 has like several really good battle themes. So, and I mean technically Otherworld from Final Fantasy X counts. I mean there's lots of ways you can go about it,
Yeah.
but like there's never one that is like, we talked about how things establish tones in the last category. Nothing establishes how fucked you're about to get by the opening of One Wing Angel.
Yeah, it's so iconic. It's just so good.
And I mean, there's a reason why any Final Fantasy show generally either finishes or this is like the second last song
Yep.
to any concert that they do, whether it was the Black Mages, whether it's the orchestral, Distant World stuff. Like,
Yeah.
they all usually save that close to the end.
I have been to Distant Worlds twice because, again, huge Final Fantasy music lover. And both times, I think it ended with One Wing Angel. And it was I specifically remember the first one in Toronto. They had a choir come out to sing.
Oh,
and it was
you absolutely have to.
holy crap. It was like I had goosebumps. It was insane. It was beautiful.
I've never gone to like one specifically for that. There was a Final Fantasy VII one. I think it was last winter that was in Toronto that I was tempted for, but the tickets were like over $100. And look, I love Final Fantasy, but I don't go to most concerts for more than $100, let alone an orchestral one. So I'm like, nah.
Yeah, like even when I went back in Toronto to Distant Worlds, it was like 150, but that included meeting Nobuo Uematsu in a meet and greet after the fact. So the fact that tickets are that now just to go to the normal concert is either it's gotten a lot more popular or, concert prices are ridiculous.
Well, I think it's the answer to that, especially when it comes to Ticketmaster.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right. Boss fight. Did we go the meme route?
I chose Phantom Train. Is that
So we did go the meme route.
Yeah, we did. All right. Is that what you chose too?
Oh, of course.
Oh, how can you not? Like, oh, I love also the photo. That's
There's no other photo I can grab for this. Like, let's be real.
like, there's so many good things. Like, first, you're somehow running alongside a train to fight it. You can kill it in one hit with a Phoenix down, and you can fucking suplex the thing.
And
Like-
how mad were you when you realized you could way after the fact?
For the Phoenix down,
Yeah.
I actually had heard, because I didn't play it like Final Fantasy VI on release. I got my Super Nintendo a little bit later.
Oh yeah, no, I found out years after.
Oh, I found out
Because I
as
played
was
it
doing
in the day where GameFAQs wasn't really a thing I knew about.
No, mine was the old school way. A buddy at school told me. So
Yeah, no.
I suplexed the train and then I used the Phoenix down and I felt like a king.
I was a giant know-it-all nerd. I did not have friends in school.
I had a couple friends, but they were also huge nerds in playing Final Fantasy.
I also lived in the sticks, so yeah.
Yeah, that would be why. 100%.
But yeah, no. Best one. You know that it's a good boss battle when it's replicated in other games.
Yes, like they reference it a lot because they know. And I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy VIII had a phantom train as a summon. I remember a train in, I think it was 8. It could be 9. I'll have to look it up, but it might be 8.
Let me see. Doom Train.
Oh, Doom Train. Which totally was a reference.
You are correct.
Yeah, it was totally a reference to Phantom Train. Yeah, it was cool.
I mean, it's the best meme, right?
I know. I wish I had just kept it Phantom Train, not Doom Train, but whatever.
Okay, I think this is the last one that we're probably going to be in line with. Best town and city. I went with Midgar.
I actually was going to, and it is my runner-up, but I ended up going with Lindblom from Final Fantasy IX. And it was just because while Midgar is probably the correct answer, let's be honest, too. It's like obviously big, sprawling city, lots of different life. There's something about Lindblom that I think it's just because it's like a bit of a happier place that I've always just enjoyed it the most of all the towns or cities that I've visited in any of the Final Fantasies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Though.
Because it really is a matter of like what kind of design hits you the most. Because I mean, I also struggled with not putting Rabanastre in.
Mm-hmm.
Because and I think I even said it in our 12 video, out of any town that I think I've ever been in, the one that I feel the most like I would want to be in would be Rabanastre.
Yeah, it feels the most alive for sure, too. Yeah. But yeah, honestly, like the correct answer probably is Midgar.
Well,
because
we're gonna let the Egger trick coin here let us know. So it's heads for Midgar because I'm gonna have some fun with this, and tails if it's Lindblom, and we'll see if it decides to be that way. And it is a trick coin. I know I should be showing this on screen, but like I think I've had enough trust with Chris to know that like I'm not messing with these.
No, because you gave me also one of the answers then.
Maybe that was all part of my plan.
Oh, very smart. Yeah, I mean, Midgar is fantastic. It's such a well-designed city and area.
I'm also making you feel better by putting your Tifa thing in here now. So now we don't have to worry about not putting Tifa in best character.
Yeah, I'd love if it was just like her on the bar when she's like making the drink in the remake. It's like Midgar. It's like, let's just picture Tifa. Yeah, Midgar is a really, really cool place. Like, obviously, it's a very sad, depressing place at times, and it does touch a lot of cool themes. Yeah. Like, obviously, the rich being, above the city or at the top of the city, and then the slums underneath.
Good enough. Good enough.
There she is. She's just in Midgar. She's just there.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is what she's doing.
Photoshop, be nice. Jesus. There we go.
Yeah, but I mean, you picked Midgar, so you've probably got a lot of good stuff to say about it.
Well, I mean, it's just the one that like, and I've said this before when we've talked about 7. It's so defining to the game for me that like every time I think about this game, I go, I honestly don't remember nearly as much or care as much about everything after you leave it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because it's such an incredibly well crafted area, and obviously the remake has beyond helped it. It's allowed it to be even more full of life than it was at the time, and obviously with it being more reminiscence of like, a real city that we could see. Like, granted, yeah, we wouldn't be building a bunch of fucking, well, I guess depending on how certain people would have their way, it wouldn't be like, something where there's a bunch of shanties under the bottom of an actual high-end city. But like the way in terms of like the architecture works in that, like a lot of it is very much like you look at and go, yeah, no, I could see that.
Yeah.
Especially on the top floor. Yeah, you look at that and like that just looks like here.
That's
just
true.
With a shit ton of nuclear factories next to it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a nuclear factory at like every sector. Yeah. Yeah, Midgar is a very, very cool place, and the remake really, really helped flesh that out.
But I think this is where we are going to find the most interesting gap in this, because there are some pretty good answers. It just depends on which direction we take this.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what is the best dungeon in all Final Fantasy?
This one was a little bit tough. Not as tough as the music and stuff, but because there is, like you said, some really good ones. Like even in Final Fantasy 1 and stuff, there's some really good dungeons, oddly enough. But when I went through all the games and I even looked at our previous episodes, what we chose, the one that came back to me is Ultimisia Castle from Final Fantasy VIII. The music, the way the castle's designed, the concept of where in time it is, like it's just a really, really well designed final dungeon, or just dungeon in general for me, that I had to go with it. And I can even just hear the theme in my head right now.
Yeah, I didn't end up going with that, but that's more because I don't have as much memory of it compared to other games, so that was kind of a hard one for me to throw in there. I every time I see the design of it, it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have nearly the memories for it, though, to kind of really add on to it.
Yeah.
I ended up going with the floating continent from Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Both from a look perspective, because obviously it's like for the time, like a Super Nintendo dungeon like that would just made you go like, oh, fuck, what the hell did we walk into here?
Yeah, it's a very
And then
cool.
also the actual significance of what it is.
Yes. Oh, 100%. That's also a really fantastic answer. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll test it one more time. Heads for the floating continent because I like being an asshole. And tails for Ultimicia's castle. Fuck, the trick coin failed.
It's no longer a trick.
Well, I guess 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, both answers are good. Like, we probably weren't going to run into a situation where one of us
Also,
had a
the
really
screenshot
shit
just
answer.
makes me think, I'm like, wait, is this Final Fantasy or just a Resident Evil?
That is true. It was a very creepy final dungeon, too. Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. But also the floating continent. Love that, too.
Now, if we really want to piss people off more, what's the best one? What's the best Final Fantasy game, period?
For me, which one I think is the best and which one I love the most are two different things. Final Fantasy VI, I think, is the best Final Fantasy. Because of nostalgic reasons, Final Fantasy IV always just is a little bit more for me. It just hits the memories. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat where and we've had this conversation so many times. 6 is the game that I look at and I can't find faults with.
Yeah.
Like the closest thing I can find to a fault is by the end of the game, like the characters lose a bit of their individuality because they all can learn magic.
Yes, that is true.
That's the closest to a negative I can come up with.
Yeah, that's it.
Because, like, you look at all the core things. Okay, because, like, in a JRPG, what do you look for? All right, story. 6 may have, like, one of the best ones, if not the best one.
Oh, yeah.
Characters. Yeah, 6 has got some fantastic characters. We put 2 of them on the screen here.
Yeah.
Technically 3 if you count Terra's theme. Well, I guess 4 if you count Saving with the Phantom Train. You know what? My point's proven there.
Yeah, 4 out of 10 of these answers
in terms of graphics, people are like, well, it's a Super Nintendo game. Yeah, have you seen how it's aged? If you don't even count the remasters that they've done with Pixel Remaster, it still looks great for its time.
It does.
Because, again, the Super Nintendo, for the most part, is a timeless console. Music-wise, I'd say it's still pound for pound the best soundtrack in all of Final Fantasy.
Agreed. 100%.
Some of the boss battles are arguably the best. Like, Kefka's fight is legendary. The Phantom Train, Shiva and Ifrit, they're both that. Like, those are all really great fights.
Ultros coming back multiple times.
Yeah, like, everything is going right for that. And, like, even the towns and stuff. Like, I remember a lot of names of stuff that I shouldn't from that game.
No. And the opera scene.
Yep.
Like, there's so many good,
it's
incredible
emotional.
things.
Like, Cell is almost killing herself.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's so much that, like, that game does that is just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't rewrite my brain to say that it's my favorite, though, because 10 still has so much of that mental, bias in my head for just being the one that I think truly, like, cemented to me that I was a JRPG guy.
Yeah.
Granted, I was also 15 at the time, so when that game came out, and that's one of the first games where I was like, oh, wow, video game women are attractive. I like this. Horny teenager Adam was like, I like this game a lot.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Because back then, sorry, Tifa, your triangle fucking, even Lara Croft wishes she was that pixelated boobs were not the greatest thing.
Yeah, you had to rely on fan art for that one.
Or the cutscenes, which were still a little rough, but weren't as rough.
Yeah.
At least that made 8 and 9 a little more bearable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, honestly, like Final Fantasy 1 through 10, I obviously I've got my favorites, but those first 10 are, in my opinion, easily always going to be the best ones. 12, bit less than them, and then obviously 13 on.
12 is the one that I, like, out of all of them, 12 is the one that if if we could redo, like completely redo it from scratch and like completely remake it into into like the system we want, that would be the one I'd pick.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, if that had say it was turn-based or something like that.
Like adjusting it for turn-based and just
yeah.
adding a little bit to this, because again, if you want to talk about how like 7 refreshed or the word fleshed out the story so much better, 12 is in such dire need of that.
Yes, it is. Yeah, because 12 is a fantastic game. It just has some poor choices, like the combat and stuff. It's just not memorable.
We also just need like side bits in the game where it's just constant bantering between Balthier and Fran on the ship. That's all we need.
100%. 100%. They are
Disney. See, if you buy it there, you've already got a Star Wars show right there ready to go, and it's just called Fran.
It's just called Fran.
Because let's be real, that's going to be the real selling point. You don't call it Solo and you don't call it Balthier. You call it Chewie in this case. Let's be honest.
I love it. Yeah.
Last, because this is the last one we're doing. I'm going to keep having fun with this. You get to have you get to go to a bar and or a cafe and shoot the shit with each a male and a female character from this series. Who would you go with?
Well, Tifa's the girl. That's
who I figured. I figured that was your free space.
Yeah, I'm too much of a simp for that one. The guy that one's tough. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of lean towards Edgar from Final Fantasy VI, just because when I played that game, I was young, I was impressionable, and I was like, "This is the guy I want to be." Like, I know Locke was really cool and everything, but there was something about Edgar. He was just like, I don't know. He was like the ladies' man, and he was just like having a good time. And like, even though shit was going down and he was a king running a kingdom and all that kind of stuff, he still had time to just kind of like crack some jokes and like not take everything too seriously. I always kind of wanted to be him. So I probably would sit down with Edgar.
So for me, it's a tale of two stories. There's the girl side where it's like, look, I'm just here to just have a good time, and that's Sydney from Final Fantasy 15. And also, she seems like she'd be a great person to drink with.
That is true. She would be a great drinking buddy for sure.
The guy side, I'm here for absolute chaos. I need 7 Sid I just need him drunk as hell telling me stories. That sounds like a fucking great time.
That actually does. That does. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know if there's even a bad answer to this question except Kamari. If anybody said Kamari, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're a furry at that point. So, I mean, no kink shame, but like...
Yeah, but even if you are furry, he's Tiny Ronso. That is not who you...
It's not even the best furry. Like, that's what Freya's for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, what is it, Amaranth?
Yeah, he's got, like, no personality. I know very little about
just Kamari. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's true.
Kamari is Guy. That's Kamari.
That's the coffee date right there. That's the beer that you have. Perfect. That's all he's going to say.
All right. Well, I think that caps this sucker off. So, yeah.
It does.
That is our last main video for the year. Like I said, you know, I mean, obviously when this video comes out, it's going to be like Boxing Day here in Canada. So, it'll have been Christmas time. So, you know, hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Mm-hmm. There might be a shot that I do something before the year ends, you know, after this video comes out. I have no idea. Like, for all I know, I might have streamed something already by this point before the holidays.
True.
No idea. Because we're recording this it's the 18th right now that we're recording this ahead of time. So God only knows what happens between now and then. So, But either way, we'll be thinking of some sort of thing to come back with for next year, some sort of series. We also, I have to torture Chris with the game at some point. That's the rule. Every time we finish some sort of series, I have to torture him with a game of some kind.
Yep.
So we'll figure that out too. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us. And if this is your first time, you know, cool. You can go back and watch all the other ones. And I'm pretty sure I should have playlisted them as part of the Sidequests, so you can just see in order all the ones that we did there. We also did other series of stuff, like we had come off doing, you know, what we thought was, you know, the game most need of a remake of a lot of consoles. So we did that stuff like that. So like there's a big window of things that we've done now. And we hope that as we keep going into the new year that we have like this big stretch of stuff that you're like, oh, I really like that video. Well, great. There's like 10 more of these. Go enjoy. So We'll see what that is in the new year. But otherwise, thank you so much again for checking it out. I know I say this like 10,000 times. I will never, that's my New Year's resolution that I know I won't get to, is I'll be good at ending videos. Yeah. I'm never good at that. I talk and talk and talk. But anyways, thank you so much. So like the video, subscribe to the channel for more content, and you got the link tree there, linktr.ee/pixelplay podcast, link in the description as well. But that gets you to the Discord, all our socials, everything you need to know about us. So take care, have a happy new year, everybody, and bye-bye for now.